Fascinating,
Yeah,
right?
what are the first steps? Like, what do you start with to start civilization on Mars? What's the first thing you got to do?
I think the first thing you got to do is build a base, and then that base would have like the like essentials of like food production, uh, water, like which is like have ice mining droids that would like go mine ice and then melt it and purify the water, and then you need a propellant, kind of a propellant factory or propellant plant. So Mars's atmosphere is primarily CO2. Um, and then if you take water, which is H2O, and you can turn CO2 and H2O into CH4 and O2, which is methane and oxygen. So that's why Starship uses methane as a fuel. It's mostly oxygen, so it's like 78% oxygen, the propellant, and 22% fuel. So in space, in a vacuum, there's no oxygen to burn. So you've got to bring your own oxygen, and you mostly bring oxygen. So you need a propellant plant to create the liquid oxygen, liquid methane, and food and water, and the basics essentially. That would be the thing to start off with, and you'd be living in kind of like glass domes and partially underground and stuff. So it will be hard living in the beginning on Mars, like not like a luxury situation.
So, who are the first people that go live there?
I don't know, pioneers. But I would say for the first people that go to Mars, it's going to be like dangerous, like you might die. Food probably not good. It's going to be a long and difficult trip. It's probably like a lot of pain and danger. That's sad.
What do you think about population?
On the other hand, it's going to be a glorious adventure.
So it sounds like there's got to be a.
So who wants in?
Well, I mean, but I bet you there's still a fucking long list, right? Of people that want to do it.
I think once maybe there's threats to Earth, then the list gets huge, right?
There's probably a huge list already.
Yeah,
man.
maybe. I mean, I think there's there's people like climb Mount Everest and stuff. So or like
thrill seekers.
sail the cross Pacific by themselves. So I think there's like you got 8 billion people on Earth, so you only need a small number to want to do it.
How much?
But I'm just saying it's like the beginning is going to be like dangerous, difficult, and like not like it's not like a luxury resort. It's going to be dangerous and difficult and a lot of work basically. But over time you can make it awesome. So
you're going on the list?
I wouldn't do Mars. I would do space.
No chance.
I wouldn't do Mars.
No chance you would go into space, bro.
Well, yeah, I would.
No chance.
I would trust Elon. What do you mean?
So you would go into space and just chill and then come back?
Yes. I would do it. I
Can
wouldn't go to Mars because that's just like Mars is like a
launch,
commitment.
please?
That's like your whole life. Like, but I would do space.
I don't know about that.
How are you
No,
gonna
I
like
couldn't.
filter like the water if you're gonna heat up like Mars and stuff like?
Well, filtering water is actually not it's not super hard. You can always just like evaporate it or use various like carbon filters and stuff. You can purify water as a well understood process. So you just basically you have to go mine some dusty ice and then melt it and send it through a bunch of water purifiers and you can drink it.
Yeah, that's crazy. What do you expect the population to be in Mars? Like I know you said that.
I mean, I hope it's a big population at some point.
Like what's a number? I know you're a numbers guy. You have to be.
Well, I think there's a critical threshold is how many people are needed on Mars for Mars to be self-sustaining, such that if the spaceships from Earth ever stopped coming, it wouldn't die out. So you got to think about it. There's like if we live on Earth here, but we live at the top of like a vast pyramid of industry. Where there's all these like mining of all these like elements, and then there's many, many steps of refining, and these are gradually turned into a product. But there's a massive base of industry that would need to be recreated on Mars. And if you're missing any element of that, then if the ships from Earth stopped coming, it would die out. It'd be like if you had everything except vitamin C, then you'll be okay for a while, but then you're gonna eventually die.
Eventually die, yeah.
So you got to. There just can't be any like missing critical missing ingredient. So then it's like, okay, well, how many people are needed to ensure there's no missing ingredient? I don't know, maybe 1 million people, I'm guessing. I hope it's not more than that. It's probably not much less than that. And then you probably need millions of tons of cargo delivered to Mars. So it's a lot.